10 of the top players on our server recently did a custom 5v5 scrimmage. They played best of 5. We are watching game 4, and this one is quite special as both Aya and Yue were let out during the ban pick phase. Effectively, the red team, after seeing both Aya and Yue open, decided to ban neither so that they could at least pick one of the two. The blue team picked the Aya Tarra combo, and the red team picked Yue. So this is a rare opportunity for us to observe how the top players on our server play these SS tiered heroes in a 5v5 setting, as well as how they counter these S tiered heroes. The early game has been fairly uneventful, as we saw the jungler of both teams start their jungle clear on the Slayer side of the map so that they can finish their clear on the ADC Abyssal Dragon side. Now Aya, while an SS tiered super strong late game, is one of the weakest heroes pre-level 4, and her team is fairly vulnerable to getting her jungle invaded, as we saw Wonderwoman and Yue able to steal one of the jungle creeps from Butterfly. I think Butterfly realizes that the red team is rotating down and she starts to run away, but Capheny gets hit with a Slimz spear and is unable to make it out of there. The way that Slimz's spears work is that the further away he is when he throws the spear, the longer the stun time. At this point, the red team is in a good position to easily take the Abyssal Dragon. I think the blue team is going to trade and take the Slayer. Early game, while the Abyssal Dragon is perhaps slightly better than the Dark Slayer, it's better for the teams usually to trade and just take the other than try and engage in an outnumbered fight that they likely would not be able to win. Now, I'm going to fast forward into the late game when things get more exciting. If you're interested in watching the full stream of all 4 matches, be sure to check out Pibos's YouTube channel, where he can live stream the matches with Chinese commentary. We're now just a little over 15 minutes into the match, and the blue team had just safely taken the first Dark Lord Slayer. They now have approximately a 6k gold lead over the red team, and they'll be looking to set up a big push into the enemy high ground tower with their gold lead plus the Dark Lord Slayer that's just about to spawn now into the middle lane. The Yena went down to clean up the bot minion wave. Now, note how Butterfly clears the middle minion wave. I'm going to come back and talk about this later. With Yena not here, the blue team is wary about taking an outnumbered team fight, though the Dark Lord Slayer is now pushing in to the mid lane tower. All 5 members of the red team are there to defend and quickly clear that Dark Lord Slayer. Now let's rewind a little and zoom in on the minimap. The 15-minute Dark Slayer spawns in the middle lane, and the walking distance for the Dark Slayer from your core to the enemy's high ground tower in the middle lane is relatively shorter than the path of your side minions, which have to take a roundabout. This is just basic middle school geometry, so they'll require more time before they reach their respective high ground tower. Now, ideally, what you'll want is for all 3 lanes to reach the nexus at the same time, and the blue team starts out by doing a good job. You see Yena cleaning up the minion wave bot, and Tarra, Capheny, and Aya cleaned up the minion wave top to set up a good push. Now at this point, what a good team would do is let this middle minion wave stall the Dark Slayer in the mid wave so that the Dark Slayer will also reach the mid tower at the same time as the 2 side waves. But the issue is that Butterfly had cleared the middle minions too quickly. As a result, the Dark Slayer had reached the middle lane before the 2 side waves had pushed into their respective lanes, and as a result, all 5 members of the red team could focus on just defending the one mid tower and quickly clearing that Dark Slayer. Had instead the blue team been able to successfully stall the Dark Slayer in the mid wave and allow the minions to push in from all lanes, then the red team would have been forced to send a player to defend both side lanes or risk losing those high ground towers to the minion wave while taking an outnumbered team fight in the lane that the blue team chooses to push. Due to that simple wave mismanagement, the blue team basically wasted this Dark Lord Slayer and are going to be forced to retreat here. Butterfly is going back to farm up her blue. Yena has a good camp spot and she's patiently waiting. She catches Yue off guard, though Yue was able to get away with 1 HP. Butterfly now finally joining a team fight after clearing her own blue. The Slimz has a great position to just deal damage and no one can quite reach him. He does have some magic defense so that the only hero who can reach him, the Yue, isn't able to burst him down. At this point, the blue team should just retreat, as there's really no wave to push into towers anyway. Ooh. Korn is demonstrating to us why Wonderwoman is considered an SS tier support with that pull and ult combo there, taking out both the support and mid of the blue team. Now the red team has 3 members while the blue team has just 1 Capheny and Yena now reviving. Can they push the mid tower? I think they want to play it safe with Yue half health retreating to heal up. But they are in a good position now to at least push the bot tower, and I think they'll try to get vision of that side of the map to give Slimz the opportunity to safely pull that tower down. I think Wonderwoman wants to claim the vision of the red bush here, and she takes the red buff while doing so. The red team now has 2 healthy waves pushing in concurrently, both mid and bot. Let's see if they can clean up. Ooh, Tarra catches the Yue. The Slimz does have a good position to deal damage, but Tarra is just so tanky with the Yue S2 shield plus all of her healing abilities. The red team is forced to retreat here. But the Wonderwoman, after using her S1, is caught in the Abyssal Dragon Pit. The Yue bursts down to Yena, demonstrating why this hero is permabanned and considered SS tier. And that was a 1-for-1 trade. Still, I don't think the blue team can do much because their minion waves are unhealthy and the red team has such a fast wave clear. You know, I don't know if Yue actually saw Capheny there or if she was just throwing abilities to hit Tarra and the top half of her blade just happened to hit Capheny and burst her down. But that was that was quite the play. I don't think the red team has saw a butterfly camp there. The mid L bush, you're unable to see people in the other side of the L when you're on the vertical side. So she was able to safely hide there, but they were outnumbered and not able to do much. Slim's late game is one of the strongest ADCs in this game, and as long as he has a healthy place to deal damage is really hard for the blue team to deal with. The red team is going to try and take the Dark Slayer. Tarra and Aya does get vision of the red team starting Slayer, but it is an outnumbered 3v4. Capheny is now coming to join the fight, but there's not going to be enough time. The red team was able to claim the Slayer. Let's see how the red team manages the minion wave here. Now the situation's a bit different in this big push relative to the blue team's push we looked earlier, because it's 5v3, so they don't need to necessarily to have all 3 minion waves come in to make a push. Instead, they should prioritize going into the Nexus sooner rather than later, before the blue team fully revives. With Capheny going down, it should be an easy, clean win for the red team. Oh, that was one big comeback. This was definitely one of the funner matches I've watched in a while.